Hi everyone, I'm Pooja and I welcome you to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we will paint a relaxing and easy watercolor pattern that is perfect for beginners and anyone who wishes to experience the joy of painting with watercolors. Let's begin. Today I'm selecting some earthy colors that are quite muted and inspired by the neutral colored pebbles found on riverbanks and beaches. Feel free to make your own color choices. You can paint this pattern in any color scheme that vibes with your mood. I have chosen a couple of browns, blues, some deeper reds and a muted green. In the beginning, when I was selecting my colors, I decided to have a pop of color in the form of orange, but later when I started painting the pattern, I totally decided to skip it. So it's completely okay if you make some color choices and when you're actually sitting down to paint, you don't feel like using them or you don't feel the need to have that color in your color palette. So don't worry about the color choices that you're making in the beginning. You can always decide on the go, and eventually the palette that you really want to use will come out naturally in your pattern. Once you decide on the colors, I highly suggest you to mix colors ahead of time to make sure you don't interrupt your flow of painting by mixing colors every now and then. This also keeps you focused on the actual color bleeds that will happen when you use wet on wet technique and allows you to be in the moment to watch the colors flow and take their own turn on paper. I'm using a couple of ceramic palettes to mix my paints, and I like to keep my palettes on the right hand side so I can easily access the paints while painting. Just beside my palettes are my 2 cups of clean water and a tissue to clean my brushes. I've listed all the supplies in the description box below, so feel free to check those out. Taking your own sweet time to mix paints, I think, is a perfect way to get into the mindset of painting, and I feel it aligns your focus and energy to begin painting with a calm mind. I won't be painting till the edge of the paper, but I'm still taping the paper to keep my pattern in the center portion of the page. You can totally skip this step. Using a size 6 round brush, I'm going to start from the top left corner of the page and start making oval shapes that are not so perfect, and then I'm going to paint them in with a layer of water. Make sure that your brush is moist at all times, and once I have a layer of water ready, I'm going to drop in some color. I chose blue this time. You can begin with any color of your choice. And since we are using wet on wet technique, you will see that the paint instantly starts bleeding and it starts to spread on the wet portion of the oval shape. Then I'm moving on to the next shape, which is a not so perfect circle, and I'm just going to wet the surface of the circle, and because the circle touches the previous shape, the colors are going to blend into each other, and that's exactly what we want. We are painting a very simple basic pattern which does not require you to have any special skills to be able to paint this. Throughout the pattern, we will be drawing some basic shapes like ovals and circles and fill them in using wet on wet technique and watch how the paints blend and flow on the paper. This is more of an exercise which helps you to understand your watercolors and learn how colors behave with each other. It is a perfect painting exercise for the days when you don't know what to paint and feel stuck. It will also help you develop muscle memory in your wrist as you draw shapes in a repeated manner. But most importantly, in my opinion, you will feel relaxed and creatively satisfied. This is the exact idea with which I wrote my first book, Modern Watercolor Workshop, which comprises of 21 patterns that you can paint along with me in a step-by-step manner. Feel free to read more about my book using the link shared in the description box below. Now let's paint circles and ovals and fill them in with paints we mixed earlier. There is no right or wrong while painting this pattern. As you paint, make sure to rinse your brush in between to avoid muddy patches which will make your paint look dull once it dries. Try to paint ovals and circles of all sizes to bring in a nice variety. Keep these tips in mind and simply go with the flow and enjoy the process. As you can see, my paints are beautifully blending while adding an organic look to the pattern, which is so calming to look at. Be sure to go light first and add more pigment as needed. As you paint a few shapes, it will come naturally to you to know how much paint you need to add in. Try to keep your pattern in the center portion of page, but still keep it free flowing. We don't want the shapes to look rigidly placed just to fill in the white space. After every few shapes, take a step back and decide what you want to paint next. This will prevent you from overdoing your piece. Repeat the paints as needed and place them in the most pleasing manner so they are distributed evenly across the page. I'm liking how my page is filling up and I can already see the airiness in this pattern which I was hoping for. In the comments below, do let me know if you would like to paint more such relaxing patterns with me in my YouTube videos, and I'll be more than happy to include them here. Also, do let me know what you think of my book, and if you have already ordered my book, are there any patterns which you have painted from it, and what do you think about the whole experience? So, do let me know, and I'm always eager to know and receive feedback about my work. My page is almost filling up, and before I call this pattern complete, I'm going to add a few more ovals and circles in the top right corner of the page and also a few in the bottom left side of the page. So observe where you have really big white gaps and keep adding circles. That's the best way to proceed slowly, and at the same time you would know when to stop. And that's about it. I feel it was the right time to stop here and call my pattern complete. I'm going to take off the masking tape and see how everything looks. I hope you were able to follow along and paint something relaxing for yourself today. Do please like this video if you enjoyed watching this, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more such fun tutorials and videos. For now, I'll sign off and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, keep creating.